Hey guys, it's Stella. Thank you for joining me today in this new mom-to-be faves video. It starts off with a little backstory and it goes something like this. So when I was pregnant, I remember thinking that I wished I had a friend or someone I knew personally that was also pregnant and as far along as I was, or that I was following someone that I felt was reputable, that I could seek out their personal recommendations for pregnancy apps. I didn't have anybody that I knew that was pregnant, nobody that had recently had a baby, and then I wasn't following anybody that was a new mom. So I ended up finding apps on my own, and thus this video came to be. I want to go ahead and share these apps that I found helpful so that you don't have to necessarily go out and dig and find your own, which of course I encourage you to do, but if I can make it a little bit easier, well, here I am. All right, so let's get started. The apps that made it into the new mom to be faves list are BabyCenter, What to Expect, Pampers Club, My Medulla, and Baby Story. I've said these in no particular order, but I will say that the BabyCenter and What to Expect are very similar in style and setup, but they did offer slightly different information every week as the baby was growing and as your body changes. So I did appreciate that, and I remember it used to give me pleasure to note the differences between both, because there are certain weeks throughout your pregnancy where nothing really changes, but you're so anxious to learn something new that if there's any kind of difference in the wording or things that are being described, well, it makes you happy. At least it made me happy. So anyway, what I also appreciated out of their apps are the video simulations that they offer. It made me feel like I could really picture being inside the womb and seeing what the baby's doing, which was pretty cool. That's like the closest thing to a sonogram that you can get from home, which is pretty cool. I also did appreciate the fact that they stay up to date with your baby after birth, so I still continue to get emails on where my baby's at development-wise, and things that could or could not be happening with the baby, and ways that we can work around them, or even things that I can do to stimulate her, and all kinds of cool stuff. So I do appreciate those apps. I still have them on my phone. I do like the fact that they have a mom forum. I personally did not use them, but I remember skimming through it. So if you guys like to be part of like a mom group, I think it's pretty cool because they actually clump everyone whose due date is on the same month. They clump them together. So like all October babies, those moms get clumped together, and so you have like this feed of moms that are all going to be due on that month, which is awesome. And I also want to point out that dads can also download these apps. I feel that it's a great tool for you to be in tune with your significant other, your mom to be. And it helps when they don't have to like repeat what they learn, and you can just already know what's going on for that week. I remember Devin didn't download the apps, but I did email him every week the updates on where the baby's at development-wise, and he would give me feedback, and it was fun. So those are the top two, but then I did mention Pampers Club. Pampers Club is cool, and it makes sense to download if you end up using Pampers. They offer rewards, which I think is pretty neat, and you can buy all kinds of stuff with the reward points. I will say that we also use Pampers on our subscribe and save, so we do earn a lot more barcode scans because we get them in bulk. Now, the next one is My Medulla. The My Medulla app is helpful if you have a Medulla pump. That's what I had. But I also feel that you can use it for the purpose of tracking your pumping with whatever pump you use, your nursing, and your milk production. All those things you can do from the app. I remember I was on top of that app like all the time because you're pumping and you're nursing and you're sleep deprived and all that. And so like if you can get a tool that'll help you keep track of things and not have to keep it all in here, hello. So then the other one is, I thought it would be cute to include is Baby Story. There's a ton of apps now that you can use to upload your photos of your pregnancy and even the different months after the baby's born. But I found that Baby Story was the one that had the least amount of ads. It had the most user-friendly features. I remember that I liked the stickers and the graphics that they had over the other ones that I had downloaded. But more importantly, just least ads and easy access to get those photos up and ready to go for posting. And then, I did think it was important to include an app that I felt was semi-helpful, and that's the Contractions Tracker. Why do I feel it's semi-helpful? Well, when you're experiencing contractions, or what you think are contractions, they may or may not be contractions. Also, you sometimes feel like you might be going into labor, and it could be false labor. But what I did find helpful is that when the day came, and I started using the app, what it is you tap every time you feel a contraction, and then over time it'll graph the timing between each contraction. I know that I probably was tapping that button and nothing, it wasn't an actual contraction. But when the time did come, when I knew for sure that was it, I knew the difference because the intensity built up. It was helpful for me to be able to tap the button and feel like I was having some sort of control over what was going on, and I had a grip on things. So the other thing that I appreciated about that app is that when it came time to go to the hospital, and the nurse asked me, or my midwife asked me, how far are your contractions? How far apart? I didn't have to guess. I didn't have to try to remember. I had it right there in the app. So all I did was open it up, and there you go. I just handed it over, and she knew exactly what was going on. So I found it to be semi-helpful. Accuracy is kind of hard to do with an app, but for the sake of other ways of relief, I definitely found it helpful. The other one that I wanted to share was one that I feel like just don't do it. I don't think that it's worth the buy because they're not free. You have to purchase these apps. But the one that I felt was not worth buying is the one that has like the Fetal Doppler heartbeat, where essentially you put the speaker part of the phone on your belly, and it like picks up sound and potentially your baby's heartbeat. But so here's the thing: you have to be really far along to hear anything, and the heartbeat has to be loud enough to where it'll pick up on it. Sometimes I even felt that it might have already had a built-in heartbeat in there to make me think that it's my baby's heartbeat. That's some of the times I thought that that's what it was, like a simulation of what my baby's heartbeat sounds like. But there were times where, like towards the end, I did put it on my belly, and I felt like, okay, that was a heartbeat. That was a heartbeat. But like how accurate that is, I don't know. I really don't feel that it's strong enough. I don't think the technology on our phones are there yet. Maybe in the future, but for now, I didn't find that any of those apps were worth the splurge. I know that there are those kind of gadgets that you can buy online that do that from home, that is similar to the ones that you see at the doctor's office, but they're pretty expensive. So that's why I opted to check out the app, and then I realized it wasn't worth it. So I did want to share that with you in case you were wondering about that app. And then I also do want to share my favorite Instagram pages, because I feel like you can get some really helpful tools and experiences from other moms. So hence this vlog, right? But anyway, so those favorite Instagram pages are Sacred Motherhood Blueprint, which I like because it's about holistic mothering, that Bad Mom Life, Montessori from the Heart. I'm using that one a lot more now because of, the situation and finding ways to keep Frankie busy and occupied. They have a lot of activities. not just for Frankie's age, but like older kids too. What to Expect is another Instagram page that you should follow. You know, if I have the app as well. The Bump has an app. I don't have the app, but I do follow their page. There's Badass Mother Birther, which is actually my favorite motherhood Instagram page. The reason why I like them is they're very graphic, explicit, in the sense that they don't hide any of the reality of what happens during labor and delivery. They have a lot of different visuals from different births, different types of births, and I felt like it really prepped us for the day of delivery. And Hello My Tribe is a nice one. There's Inspire Pregnancy. Those two are kind of like similar in style. Then there's Mamá por primera vez. If you speak Spanish and you want some dialogue in Spanish, some information in Spanish, that's the one I use. And then for straight up humor, I like Scary Mommy and Mom's Behaving Badly. So those are favorite apps, not so favorite apps, totally not worth downloading apps, and my favorite Instagram pages. I also thought it would be cool to share with you something that is totally off topic, but just as cool. It's this nail polish. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you've been watching my videos, when I do have nail polish on, it's this color. And what I really like about this nail polish is it's called Ella Mila Desire, and this color is called Wine Me Up. Now, I really like this one because it's pregnancy safe. So if you're pregnant, you can use this nail polish. I don't have to go into details as to why you should not wear nail polish when you're pregnant, or why just nail polish in general isn't good for you. But this is the brand that I used while I was pregnant, and I still use now even after. Though I will say that I started using this one. It's called Knocked Up Nails. These both you can find on Amazon. But the Knocked Up Nails one, they're no longer on there for whatever reason. I don't know. I really love this color, and I wanted to replenish it and even get more colors, but they weren't on there anymore. So then I ended up finding Ella and Mila, which I had seen before, but they were more expensive. So I opted for the Knocked Up. Like I said, Knocked Up's not available anymore, but Ella and Mila is on Amazon, and they have all sorts of nice colors. You know, I'm not a big nail polish person, so I am not going to say that I was one of those people that splurge on nail polish, like the fancy kind. But then again, to me, nail polish isn't good for you anyway. So if you feel the same, then I would suggest using Ella and Mila. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is called Wine Me Up. So it's actually, it looks black, but it's not. It's like a dark, dark, dark red. All right, and I'm gonna make a video to show you guys how it only takes 2 coats of this to make it look nice and dark and shiny. I'm also going to say that I use their soy polish remover. I was a skeptic at first. I didn't understand how this was going to remove nail polish, but believe it or not, it really works. And I love it because it has a nice smell. It doesn't have that strong acetone smell. And I know that it's good for me. It's not harmful. So I'll share this as well. And I'm going to make a separate video to show you guys how easy the nail polish goes on, and how easy the nail polish comes off with the soy polish remover. Before closing up this video, I'd like to encourage you to share in the comments section what some of your favorite pregnancy apps are and favorite Instagram pages are, so that we can continue to share and help each other out. I hope that you're enjoying these videos, and stay tuned for the next one.